Gone with Game Journalism Network. We're here live at the Kubek Center here in Miami, Florida for AirPlay, which is going to start in almost a half an hour. Joining me are actually some of the guests, some of the attendees, and the person organizing it, Michael Kretsky. But before we get into further detail on how everything else has come to be with Gamergate and everything like that, let's actually go around the room real quick. Mr. Kretsky, how was planning this? Like, what started you to like investigate Gamergate and have this come to fruition as we see today?
Bad things. Bad things was what got this started. Basically, SPJ has an annual ethics week, which is kind of sucks. It's like dental hygiene week. Like, it's good for you, but no one gives a crap about it. So we have this annual ethics week. No journalists give a crap about it. Except this year, we just got bombed by trolls saying they were from Gamergate and basically posting photos of old men pissing on young men and just really weird stuff. It wasn't offensive to us because we're journalists, but and actually some of the artwork was pretty good, but we weren't too impressed and we just gave up on our own hashtag. And then I started reading all of it because I don't have a life, and I actually saw in some of those troll comments were comments from average citizens, not journalists, who are interested in journalism ethics. And I figure if I can't get journalists to be interested in journalism ethics, but actual people are, then it's worth exploring. And that's how we started this. And like a dummy, I said, take 2 weeks.
Awesome. Well, let's see what happens today. I mean, especially with we're what, about a year, almost a year since Gamergate started, depending on how you look at it, if the hashtag started or when the Zoe post went live. Joining me are actually two of the speakers, Ash and Derek. What do you guys hope is going to happen today here at AirPlay?
Well, I hope that people will get a better understanding of what Gamergate actually is. Right now, the media is so portraying it as a harassment movement, as a hate movement, that we're hoping to really show people that this is a movement that is about ethics, that we care about ethics, we care about how gamers are being portrayed, and we care about how games themselves are being portrayed.
I agree. That's one of the reasons why I got involved. The funny thing is, for as long as I've been in this industry, a lot of people didn't realize that Gamergate was actually happening. But it wasn't. It's not a unified voice right now. It's just a lot of people who are gravitating towards it. But it's been going on for a long time because, as a game developer, we've always had issues with the press. I mean, a lot of people elevate the press to this, to this higher standard, and most of them don't even aspire to achieve those standards. And over the years, we've fought with them time and time again, not just gamers, but game developers. Some of them pander to the publishers. They write good articles about big boys who advertise for them, with them, and then they pick a target every now and then, yours truly usually, for people like me, the smaller guys, because they want to have this balance. And so guys like me and a few others who would actually go out there and say, you can't do this, you can't do this. I mean, it's been going on for a long time. But once this whole thing with games, the gamers figured out that, hey, you know what? Enough is enough. Now they're coming after us. It's no longer about the game developers. It's about the gamers. And when you write an article about gaming is dead, and you start putting everything about gamers, automatically you put a bullseye on people's backs. And as a gamer, first and foremost, and a game developer, my biggest thing was you simply can't do that. And then they started changing the narrative. Because a bunch of bad apples decided to, people are antisocial by nature. That's just the way we are. So you can't just walk into a room and find somebody who's a burglar or somebody who's an abusive person and then automatically say the entire room is full of those kind of people. That's why I got involved. I mean, normally I just ignore this stuff because I'm used to controversy. I'm used to all this stuff. It just blows past me. But the more I saw the media writing about this and trying to shove a whole bunch of people, an entire cast of people, into a narrative that was completely wrong, I thought, you know what? I need to get involved in this. Most of my friends wouldn't. Those who did get involved were, they're attacked. I mean, a whole bunch of things went on. And then I started looking at this. There's good sides and there's bad sides. There's no point in taking sides. I'm a gamer. I don't pick sides. The only side I pick is me. So if I can pick my side and I can stay in the middle, and people know that I'm not the kind of person who just talks, to.
Right, and especially since, like, you know, gamers in the past have already been targeted for multiple things. Obviously, video game violence has been one in the past, or we're antisocial and it's causing misogynistic or sexual responses online that are unfounded or simply not true. Sometimes they are, unfortunately, and that's, as Derek said, a couple of bad apples, and that gets blown out of proportion. We also have people who are going to be in attendance at AirPlay, not as a speaker, not as a panelist, but here to simply attend and give their support to Gamergate in some degree. Paulo Muniz, aka Game Diviner, thank you for coming here, actually.
Thank you very much.
And what are you hoping happens today on your end, both as an attendee and as someone who is on the Rook side and game developer as well?
Well, one of the issues that we have is that Gamergate is faceless, and unfortunately, because it is faceless on the internet, they're able to paint it in any sort of boogeyman ways possible, just to support this narrative that gamers are horrible people. So at least for myself being here, I want to at least give a face, and I'm one of the people here. I'm not someone who hates people who want to get into video games. In fact, as a game developer, I want to encourage more people to come in. As a developer in IT, I want more developers of all sorts. The IT industry itself needs talent from all over the world, for anybody to come in. We're desperate for people to come in, and unfortunately, I feel that the press, by keep pulling this narrative that video games are sexist, the tech industry is sexist, we're losing talent, and we need talent. Just as a developer, but as a gamer, I have my kids, my children, both my sons and my daughter. I want to share it with them as well. This is more than just simply, I can't believe anyone actually believes a silly narrative that I want this game to myself and I don't want to share it with anyone else, especially women. That's incredibly silly. Games are about joy and fun, and you want to share it. I want to share it with my kids. I want to share it with my friends. And the more people who play, the more fun we all have together. And that's what I hope comes out, especially today.
Well, in a couple of minutes, by the way, in a couple of minutes, AirPlay is going to be starting here at the Quebec Center, which you'll be able to stream online. You'll be able to see a link on the AirPlay website. We won't be able to stream it, unfortunately, due to technical difficulties on our end, but you'll still be able to stream it. And we're going to have other live streams here, one at noon for a midday update, and one towards the end of AirPlay itself. I'm here at the Game Journalism Network. Thank you for tuning in.